Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Anime-chan. I know starting my videos with anyone starting their video with a long intro, it damages how good the video can possibly do, but I don't really care. So what I'm gonna do is, I just want to get something out of the way at the start, and it's really important to please listen because I get a lot of repetitive comments every week, and it's always the same questions and the same things, and I just kind of want to try and put something into perspective with this whiteboard that I literally bought for this purpose. So yeah, I just want to get something, I just want to try and put something into perspective so that we can enjoy the rest of the show together, or you can enjoy my reaction, whatever. Just kind of knowing where each other stands, or knowing that I know where you stand. I don't know. But okay, so there's many of you that just watch this show for entertainment purposes. They don't identify with anyone, and that's cool. So I'm not speaking to you guys. But there are some of you that identify with Aaron, and there are some of you that identify with Zeke, right? Okay. So you feel like the whole world hates Eldians and is against us, and some of you find Aaron's solution or Zeke's solution, like you think that, okay, I don't see another choice, so I identify with Aaron or I identify with Zeke. Either way, you have to kind of see yourself from an Eldian perspective to either identify with Zeke or either identify with Aaron. I understand those that come from Zeke's perspective. You feel like, well, the world's always gonna hate us. I will do the world a favor and die out. Okay? And then there's those of you that stand with Aaron that feel, well, the whole world's against me, so I'm gonna kill the world before the world kills me, right? Okay, and that's cool. So some of you might find yourself here, you might find yourself here, but I find myself here. So I'll explain. You guys know Yelena and Onyankopon. They are from a place outside of, let's say, Onyankopon, Yelena. This is two different places, right? And they're, I don't know, towns, countries, small countries, I don't know. They were conquered by Marley, I believe. And that's why they fall under Marley, but they betrayed Marley because they... she's with Zeke, right? She sees him as a god. I'm still not 100% sure. I don't remember. Was she aware of his true plan? Were they aware of his true plan, but he betrayed him? Like, there's a lot of complications. So, I'm not 100% sure about everything, but I'm trying my best to keep up. And, I mean the betrayals and who was with who and where and what. But I'm over here. Okay, I'm trying to watch their shit show, but it's difficult to keep up, but I'm trying. Okay, so that means that these are two little countries or two little places. There are other places like that in the world that are kind of like small and doesn't have much power, and either Marley has conquered them or other big countries with a lot of power has conquered them. Because there's places that is fighting with Marley too. That's why Marley wants to go under, the Marley military at least, wants to go and find that magical stone under the Paradis so that they can keep fighting with the other big countries and compete, right? But there's little places that Marley is conquering and that other countries are conquering, and there's probably some places that haven't been conquered yet, but or might be conquered in the future. Like, I think sometimes maybe I feel a little bit like you guys underestimate how many people are in the world. I actually don't know. Is it 7 billion right now in our world at least? I don't know. But anyway, so let's say, like Yelena and Onyankopon, I identify with people from a little country somewhere that is caught up in between two other big countries fighting, and I'm here and I'm wondering, oh fuck, is my country going to be like absorbed, or not even a country, you can say a small faction, not a faction. We have provinces, and in South Africa, and within provinces there's like different I don't know the English words for these things. I'm Afrikaans. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, even a small country has like, is dealt up in separate parts, and each part is like an own little place. And there's lots of people. Even if it's a small country, there's still a lot of people in the country, right? So I identify with a little town from a little country, and it's me and my husband and my 3 kids. And I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world. I know there's wars. I know I know about Titans somewhere, and I just want to also survive, So, whether you identify with Aaron, whether you identify with Zeke, or support his plan, whether you are on the Marley side, or on the rest of the world side, because you believe that, okay, these big military, they want to kill Titans, although I'm still not. Apparently there isn't a manga this was shown, but I mean I haven't read the manga, so I don't know. But for me, I know that Marley is at war with the world, and everyone's fucking at the war. There's just war everywhere. But here's me, and now I heard, oh my god, there are Titans coming to crush us all. A big rumbling. I don't want to die. And that is why, because I identify with this person, no matter how much you try and yell at me that Aaron has no choice, and no matter how much you believe that, I don't want to die either. And I will always, even in the real world, try to support the countries that are, how do you say, trying to mediate. There has been in the past a lot of war that has been avoided. Like, there are, let me show you. I haven't read through this yet, but I want to read through it, and maybe we can do it in the review portion of the video. 5 gigantic wars you won't believe almost happened. So I mean, in our world, many wars have happened, and many wars have been avoided. We don't hear about the ones that have been avoided so much because, well, it's not as exciting to learn about history that didn't happen. So people focus on, the wars. And it's really important still to focus on and learn about the wars, because maybe through learning about them, we can in the future prevent the same thing from happening, the same mistakes from taking place. That's why, learning from the Holocaust is so important, to make sure that, because that's something that, how did the world let that happen? Learn from it, and make sure that to identify things in our world now that might take us down the same path, because obviously we don't want that. No one wants to be genocided. And I understand where you guys are coming from, but also please understand where I'm coming from. There's no point anymore in trying to convince each other. At this point, everything, the story has shown us what it has shown us. If you're a manga reader, you know more, but there's no point in talking to me because I'm anime only, and I still have to see what the manga has to show. But I just feel like we can just sit back and say, okay, you support Aaron, you support Zeke, I just identify with this little town, and I just don't want to die. So obviously, I am always going to try and look for another way. Because I read the manga recently, season 4 part 1, the first few chapters. I read like the first 3 chapters, and I do feel like there is a lot that I can go back to, or need to go back to, and rewatch and reread. But it's so difficult to go to the manga and just start from season 4 part 1's chapters. Really, I want to read the whole manga. But yeah, my main point for talking about this is just that I'm tired of answering the same questions every week to people who don't care about the answer, who don't listen to my reviews. And the people who do listen to my reviews are tired of hearing me say the same things over and over and over again in different ways. So if your comment gets deleted, first of all, ask yourself, was I rude? Because if you call me a bitch or an ignorant whatever, that might be why it was taken down by my mods. If you spoil, and if you're going to keep asking the same questions over and over again that I've answered 5 times already, it is possible that your comment will also be deleted because, like I said, I'm getting tired of repeating myself, and those who actually listen to my reviews are getting tired of me repeating myself. So, from now on, let's just watch the show, the fictional show, as people who identify with different parts of the story. Some of you don't care about who you identify with. Some of you are just watching this for fun. And if you're one of those people, well then, wow, thanks for listening to this part. You really didn't need to. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me that, oh, I have to die because Eren had no choice. And I can't tell you that, I can't convince you that Eren, there were many other choices leading up to the decision that led to genocide of the whole world. Like, we all believe what we believe, we feel what we feel, and that's fine. And I feel like I have said enough. I have so many videos, so many hours, so many notes, sharing my thoughts and my opinions. And if you don't agree at this point, then that's fine. Let's enjoy the rest of the show and see what Isayama has to share about the story and the characters. Thank you for listening. Let's go. I hope this worked. It's difficult to say something when I don't know the words in English, but I'm not horrible at English, as you know. So I feel like I expressed myself okay. Let's go. Oh. Oh.
力弱すぎておばあちゃんかと思ったわ。あんたがまさか私に投げ飛ばされるとはね、兄。とにかく地下室だ。拘束しないと町がまた。誰か。だよ。切り傷を入れてある。いつでも巨人化できる。
This kind of makes me feel like, imagine, you know, you get people that strap bombs to their chest and they're willing to sacrifice themselves. In this case, she doesn't have to sacrifice herself, but imagine being the person dealing with someone threatening to blow the town up, because that's essentially what she's doing here. But imagine how much stress that must put on you. Like, I can't imagine. If someone is threatening me, do what I say or I will blow myself up and this whole mall or whatever there. I don't know. But this would be such a... The whole place is... Survival is technically riding on a hitch here. I hope that doesn't, because that didn't happen during the first few scenes, so I hope that that's just like an opening song glitch. Let me just write down the title. She heard everything!
そのことまさかあんたずっと意識があったそして突然私は外に放り出されエレンの声を聞いた国境を越えれば戦闘員も民間人も区別なく殺していいと教わった私たちエルディア人の食材と 世界を救う使命のため、全ての行いは正当化された。世界を救うとかどうでもよかった。はあ、全てがどうでもよかった。私は生まれて間もない時に親に捨てられた。あんな私を収容所で引き取ったのは外国。男の目的は私を周りの戦士に鍛え上げて自分の生活を豊かにすることだった。私は物心つく前から男の生まれた国の格闘術を叩き込まれた。男にとって私は戦士になれるかどうかの価値しかなかった。私は男が望んだように強くなり、そうなるまでに痛めつけられた分を男に返した。二度とまともに歩けない体にしてやった。けど男は喜んだ。これなら武器がなくても敵を殺せるって。私はどうなってもよかった。この国の何人が死のうが生きようが、自分を含めて命というものに価値があるとは思えなかった。
How about now?
は膝をついて私に謝った。教えたことは全て間違っていたと。そして泣きながら懇願した。帰ってきてくれと。戦士隊の地位も名誉マーレ人の称号も全て捨てていいから帰ってきてくれと。男は私の父親だった。私を自分の娘だと思っていた。私には帰りを待つ父親がいる。でもあんたの父親のもとに帰っても瓦礫と死体しかないと。
How did it feel like seeing the corpses you guys stomped around here when she was talking about this?
あんたたちの大層な目的のために踏み潰された人々の死体を見てどう思う？
For your oh so grand goal. This made me think because she's asking Annie, who, you know, actually did these things and had, at least Hitch thought she had a goal in mind, which apparently at the time she didn't have a goal. But now she says that she would do the same thing if it was to get back to her father. So it doesn't really matter if she didn't care why she did those things back then, because she still did them and she would do them again. Except now her goal is just, you know, to get back to her father, who's an honorary Marleyan because of her being a warrior, because he trained her. But he came from overseas, so that kind of confuses me. Like, he's an Aldean, but he came from overseas. Like, I'm a little bit unsure, because I feel like I've been under the impression that it was either in Paradis or in Marley. But I guess, like, there are other Eldians in other places of the world. Because, well, there was a time when Eldians were trying to conquer the world, right? So it would make sense that there would be more than just Marley and Paradis Eldians. But I don't think I ever sat down and thought about that or knew about that. But when you said the oh so grand goal, it made me think of a lot of viewers that also justify all these deaths and things for some or another oh so grand goal. And I watched an episode of, well, 3 episodes of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood yesterday, which kind of like, there was a quote. Let me just show it to you. The pain that accompanies this change cannot be avoided. Like, many people argue like that all these deaths are necessary for this goal, and then I just really like this quote from Olivia, Captain General Sergeant, I don't know, Armstrong. She said, "Folks like you who watch the battlefield from the comfort of a safety zone make pain out to be something lofty and exploit it. So it just made me feel like how easy it is from our perspective. You know, many of us are from a country where there's not impending doom, like there's no soldiers or titans or war happening like right on our doorstep, probably. I mean, those of us watching right now. And yet we talk about these things as if we can understand how would it, if we're not on the battlefield. So like, but I try my best to be aware of that. That's why I make all my arguments as if I'm just a mom with her kids somewhere in a town that isn't involved, because that's how I am right now. I am not involved in these things. So all I can do is talk about how I feel as a civilian. I don't have kids now, but I want kids. I can just how would I feel here? But so I'm just trying to talk from that perspective. And she says that too. You watch the battlefield, and from the comfort of a safety zone, you make pain out to be something lofty and exploited. Like this guy who says, the pain that accompanies this change can be avoided, cannot be avoided. So they talk about this pain as if, you know, just like those guys in the beginning of the episode, how you say, where they said, a few sacrifices is nothing, and the goal is bigger than this, and da-da-da. And I mean, they're right there, so they're allowed to have their opinion, but it's more difficult for us when we're not the ones being smooshed to it's so easy to justify deaths and shit when it's not you dying, or it's not your children. So I just found this episode, it was episode 50, 51 and 52, I think, of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And there was some really great episodes, and I'm sure most of you have already watched it, but if you haven't, I would recommend it. Okay, now continue. Break over. So that's Annie's father, right? So her mother and father are, her biological mother and father are Marlians, and she cheated with an Eldian, so she's like half. I actually talked about that to some friends recently, and I still believe that it was the right choice to make to give him another chance at life, because I believe that Erwin was like mentally, physically just done. He didn't want to come back. So I still feel like Armin had the potential to be the next Erwin, only in terms of like he can only be himself, but he was always the one that came up with these amazing plans, right? And in that sense, I mean, he could have been the next Erwin, like this strategy and plans and, you know, I don't know how to say it, but I'm not saying he should have been Irvin. I'm just saying that they were both such smart people. And I believe that Armin had the potential, but I don't know what he has done since then. I honestly don't know. So I get where he's coming from, and I get where people are coming from that think Edwin should have been brought back. But I feel like at that moment, I still believe the best decision was to bring Armin back. Because he had potential. But I just feel like maybe, I don't know, he didn't live up to that potential. I'm not sure. But who's to say what can still come? I still think it was the right decision to bring him back. Because I still believe that Irvin was just spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally done. That man was just done. As much as I love him as a character. But I feel where Armin is coming from, but he might be putting too much pressure on himself, and that's why he couldn't think. You know, sometimes if you put too much pressure on yourself, it's more difficult to come up with the kind of things that you used to come up with when there was less pressure. So maybe now that he's given up and resigned to the fact that, well, I shouldn't be alive right now, maybe now he will come up with something. I don't know. That is such a good family. Holy crap. Like,
元気でね。私の本当の名前ガビっていう。え？ガビって変。ミヤの方がいいよ。は？じゃあね。さよなら。ガビ。
And this is why people say that the hope lies in the youth, because unlike us old peoples, the youth can forgive and relearn. I'm not saying that it's impossible for older people to do so, but it's so much easier for children to let go of grudges and to learn new things and to forgive and to replace beliefs that were embedded into them by corrupted grown-ups. So this is really nice to see. I can see why some people love this guy so much. It's people who they want to impose their will on others. No one's allowed to think differently or speak in a certain way to them. So this guy inspires them because they too want to shoot people for thinking differently or speaking to them in the wrong way. Like, it's fun to see yourself try to kind of look at the character and be like, oh, I wish I could do that. I'm kidding.
の島でエルディア帝国のために力を貸してくれる者がいるなら声を。でもこの島でエルディア帝国のために力を貸してくれる者がいるなら声を上げよう。我々は歓迎しエルディア人として迎える。
I'll just write this down and talk about it in my review. Yeah, that's the future of Eldia.
義勇兵の誇りを貫いた。でも誇りに死ぬことはない。いいじゃないか、屈したって。
Oh, well then why didn't Eldians just submit to the rest of the world and die as proud Eldians? Like this man's whole, he is exactly what he hates about the world. Eldians should have just submitted. They're monsters, so they must just submit to our power over them because they're scary and we're not. Oh my god. What is so bad about submitting? Wow.
したってこんな死に方するより生きてた方が。考える時間を与えよう。みんなをローへ。
これはじゃあ何が。
さっきの質問だが、俺はエレンの代弁者。エレンが島の外の問題を完全解決するなら、俺も島の中の遺恨を完全に消し去る。
Wipe away resentment. Dude, you are making it so much worse. You are like making it faster and become disgusting and toxic. Even if Eldia rebuilds itself with the brethren, those people are gonna resent you. Oh, but I forgot, then you're just gonna kill them. Anyone who disagrees with you, kill them. Any Eldians who disagree with you, kill them. Because that's the world we want to live in. Oh my god, there's so much I want to say, but...
なんじゃ、お前は憲兵になって内地で快適に暮らしたかったんだろ。そうしろよ。お前は英雄の一人なんだから。終わった。だからもう昔のジャンに戻れよ。いい加減でムカつく生意気な野郎に。
リヴァイ兵士長とハンジ団長はどうしたの？
ああ、残念ながらジークに殺された。
I wonder if any of those of the people, the volunteers, I wonder if any of them is regretting turning on Marley, and now they're feeling like, oh no, the world was right about the Eldians. Now that what they're seeing here, I mean, that's the look is their example here.
あの進路と速度から考えると、撤退戦はあのままマーレに戻るようですね。地ならしの発動を見て、我々マーレ軍の生存を絶望視したのでしょうか。
いや、賢明だ。これでいち早く本国に事態を知らせることができる。あれに踏み潰されるまで待つよりずっといい。
しかし、もうこれではなす術がありません。あれを止める策は何か終わりでしょうか。
ない。ただ最後までみっともなくもがくまでだ。
よっほー。
ちょっと待って。とりあえず食べないで。こちらには何の武器もありません。
Oh, that was so creepy! Wait, I want to see it again. my god, imagine you see that in real life. This fucking monster thing with the mouth just going at you. Oh no.
最後までみっともなくもがくまでだ。
ちょっと待って。とりあえず食べないで。こちらには何の武器もありません。え？あっちに誰かいる？ご安心ください。あれは人畜無害の死に損ないです。進軍する巨人の軍勢。やがて何も知らぬ人々を踏み潰すそれを見上げ。
Wait. The marching army of titans in the face of such a massive threat that will trample their whole world. Will people just freeze or will they stand up? Pride. Oh, that's what, isn't that what Flux said? There's no need for pride. Just submit. Just submit to the people taking away your freedoms in the name of their freedom. Just submit to the people shooting people for saying something that is not allowed to be said. Just submit to the people who released the giant monsters on the whole world and even killed some of his own people. Just submit to that leader. Just submit, guys. Just submit. Well, I don't think I'm gonna do a review. I haven't read through that. You know, the first 10 minutes I did the intro, I talked about reading through the 5 gigantic wars you won't believe almost happened. Like, I want to read through that whole article. There's still so much that I have to get to. Hushie, Nina, I don't know who it is. But yeah, there's just so much. And like I said, at this point, I really feel like we've talked. You either are with Aaron or with Zeke, or just watching for entertainment purposes as a objective viewer, or identifying with people like Onyankopon and Yelena and whoever. You're maybe just like some in a random town somewhere else in the world. Like it at this point, we have said what we said about why we support whoever we support or whatever we support, and there's not much more to be said. I feel like I have answered all the questions 5 times by now. I have written in my notes extensively, and at this point I just feel like until we see how things play out, there's not really much more to talk about, argue about, blah blah blah. You support who you support, and I support who I support. At this point, there's not one character in the show that I support. I am just a random person from random town trying to survive and hoping for someone who, how do you say, well, like, not just one person, but to be honest, I'm hoping for people who are actually understanding what's going on. Like, as a civilian, you don't know what the military is up to. You don't know what world leaders are up to. Like, what the fuck? Do you guys think about in our world? What the hell are they up to? What all the shit that's going on? We don't know what's going on in their heads. So all we can do is hope for a world leader that doesn't just see like this, you know, and actually tries to. That's why I want to read this article about 5 gigantic wars you won't believe almost happened. Like, who stopped it? How did they stop it? Who was involved? What did they do? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on anyone's side. I'm hoping for a solution that doesn't include targeting thousands of innocent lives and sacrificing them. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like that's impossible, okay, then you stand with Eren or Zeke because you want to sacrifice less innocent lives. It's cool. I just don't feel like doing a review today. I will just do my score really quick for the episode. Here we go. Oh shit, I made a mistake. Undo. Back. There we go. Okay, episode 7. So this was episode 5, 10, 6, 9.1. And now episode 7. Oops. The story. 9 characters, 9 visuals. Like I'm really curious about Armin. I spoke to some friends about Armin recently and our expectations for him versus what we've seen so far in season 4 part 1 and now 2. So yeah, I still have a lot of hope because he hasn't really felt like an active character, but to be fair, you know, majority of season 4 part 1 was from the other perspective, so it's a little bit difficult, but yeah, the 9, the characters, the story is great, the characters are great. The visuals, I would still go with an 8. They're very good. If you don't know, this is my scores key, by the way. I use this in the same way, like if I got a 5 out of 10 on a math test, it would be kind of bad. If I got a 6 out of 10 on a math test, meh, it's not bad, but it's not good either. If I got a 7 out of 10 on a math test, it was good. I did good, especially for me, because math, difficult. If I got a 9 out of 10, I did very good, wow. 9 out of 10, great, so almost perfect. And then 10 out of 10 is perfect. Like, there's nothing that I could have improved. And obviously, with anime, rating anime, it's subjective, so it means perfect for me. I don't think it can be improved. I think this episode was perfect. So that is my scores. If you haven't already seen me talk about it, so visuals 8 out of 10. It's very good. Audio for this episode. Who's doing that? Sorry, my cat is being weird. Audio in this episode 8. It was very good. And then enjoyment / investment 9.4. like, I'm super invested. I'm not maybe super hype screaming ja 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 ja, but I'm very invested in these characters and how the story will turn out. So yeah, I would say my enjoyment / investment is high. Toshi! Anyway, thank you guys for watching with me. I hope you enjoyed my reaction and my thoughts that I shared here and there. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to share your rating in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys again next week for episode 8. Expectations. I am expecting Connie to come to his senses. Oh my god, the Levi is alive, but I kind of expected that. I feel like if he was dead, he would have died. You know, they made it all secret because he didn't die. I felt he didn't die. But it's really great to see him again. So I'm very curious about what's Hanj and now with Peak. What are they gonna do together? What an awesome combination though, Hanj and Peak, plus the other guy. So I'm really curious about what kind of plan they could come up with. Armin, how is he going to live up to his own expectations? What's he going to say to Connie? Mikasa, where's she going to go from here? Like, I'm so curious about everyone at this point, and I can't wait to see. So I'll see you guys. I'll find out with you guys next week in episode 8. Bye.